I just dropped off my son Xavier. It was just, he's a teenager. He's gonna be 20 in a few years. It's just weird, but I guess people make fun of the idea of, I'm so filled with love for that dude, and for the family that I have, and for the life that I have, and I don't think it's sissy-ish or anything. When I dropped him off, I was just like, we gave each other hugs, and then we're like, I'll see you on Wednesday, man. I love you. You have those meaningful moments, and you say something like, that was really a meaningful weekend. Remember what we just did? That was so fun, and we're gonna remind me to do this and send me a message so I don't forget that, and like little meaningful things that you say to each other, and we know what the things were that we remind each other. But as I pulled away, I'm like, dude, I love that dude so much. I'm like, I hope that he knows that, like, I don't just drive away and go, all right, back to what I was doing. Like, I'm like, yeah, that was great. I hope he knows that that meant a lot to me, and I hope that that feeling of love, like the feeling of love that people have, doesn't have to go away. Maybe you don't like the next occasion or the thing you may have to do tomorrow or whatever. But until you work your way out of that mind frame, you'll realize one day there really isn't anything you need to do. So whatever you think you need to do tomorrow, you're just sort of stressing yourself out. So I just recommend people to find a moment every day to think about something that mattered to you for one moment. You can't say you haven't had a moment in your life that mattered, that made you feel alive, or that somebody else or something else just let you know that they were there to experience life with you, to know that they are alive too, and they're not just going off of some weird stuff they've heard on TV, and they're not just a program because they're just saying something from a program. They're not just singing a catchy phrase or a catchy song or that they've heard recently. They're not just wearing trendy stuff and talking about what's on TV or the news or what's popular. They're really living. They're around in something in nature. They remember some weird occurrence that happened with an animal, or you see a creature dying and you try to save it, and you do, and you feel proud of yourself, or you accidentally hurt something and you show compassion. Like, why is that stuff we frown upon? Because we got to be all ripped and tattooed and long-haired and talk a lot of nasty words and say we don't give a shit about anyone and people are fucking retards. No, we don't have to do that. That's the problem. You can't come at it with a one-sided negative approach. There's a balance. There is shit going on. We know that. But there's love somewhere in each one of us, or we wouldn't be here. No matter what you believe in, there's something that's propelled you to be fucking alive. And if you can't see that, feel that, there's a problem with people. I dropped Xavier off and I'm like, man, there may have been moments throughout this weekend where I was stressing out about something that I need to figure out how to get this message out to people because they need to hear the message that I have for them, and it's true. But it was also wonderful. We had a wonderful time. And even though I say things like, I want to be alone, but at the same time I want you to be here. So I don't know how, I can explain that. Like, no matter what, I don't want to spend 24/7 with anybody, because nobody does. Nobody wants to spend 24/7 with anybody all the time. But I want to be there so that while he figures out what he wants to do with his time, I'm here to help him on the other side, to say, hey, yeah, try this, or what are you interested in? What can I help you with? What can I do for you? What can I, not in those kind of ways, but as a father, how can I guide you to be in the place that you want to be in life? And the only way for people to figure that out is to make attempts to do that on their own. And the only way to do that on their own is to not just be on their own, but to have someone give them inspiration to make an attempt to do something. And I know that I do that with him. I know that I do that with anybody who will listen to me talk. And not because I want them to think anything of me, only because I care enough to say this. You can break free like Xavier and me. So, till next time, peace.